Well, we don't have a clicker, but I will be standing here. Done. Um, if this meetup would have happened 200 years ago, then only half of us could attend this event. Do you have any ideas why?
We couldn't get here. Will we be eaten by a dinosaur, I assume?
It was much more slow with reading information.
Yeah, that's as well.
Gender disparity.
Yeah, maybe. But the main cause would be that only half of us would survive through their childhood or infancy years because of the state of the technology back then. And 200 years might seem like a really long time for us, but for us as a humanity, it's only a tiny, tiny time window. But even during these 200 years, we've seen a lot of progress in different technologies, and we've got nice things like electricity, cars, I don't know, mobile phones, Instagram filters, and yeah, survival rate, better medicine, and so on. And as we can see now, the adoption time span is becoming much, much shorter. And with every new technology, it becomes faster and faster to apply new inventions and so on. My name is Maria. I'm interested in human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Here's the QR code to my LinkedIn page. If you want to hear more about me or Regent or talk about anything, feel free to connect there. And in the next few minutes, I would like to talk about recent research papers about AI and everything around AI, and the projection of it to my daily work life and how I use it at work. Well, AI is everywhere. Anyone wants to use like, I don't know, AI mattress or something like that. The fact is that AI should be in every marketing material that we see out there, no matter whether it really fits in the picture or not. The main point is to use AI to drive sales and so on, and no one thinks about whether it's a good idea or not. And it's hard to distinguish between what's right and what's wrong, because even the best people of our time are sending completely different signals to us. Like big tech companies, they're saying, okay, AI, there is no impossible task for AI. AI can solve anything. And obviously they want to get money back that they heavily invested in AI. And on the other hand, we have researchers and AI godfathers that say that, okay, AI or Gen AI, which is mostly used in IT right now, is about to hit the limit of their capabilities, and we need to find something else to drive the progress and to get more to get more out of it. And basically, to stay sane in this situation, when we're between doomsday predictions where everyone says, okay, AI is going to kill us, or okay, AI is going to do everything for us and we're just going to lay on the sofa watching TV and just counting money that AI produced for us. Well, it's kind of hard to find this fine balance. And my approach in this situation is to look at the research papers, at the research results, analyze them, and look the patterns that could fit in my daily work life. AI research is mainly done in these 3 areas right now, at least right now. And they cover social, technical, and ethical aspects, or focus more on these things. And I'd like to start with social aspects and looking into a bit of results of recent research papers that came out recently during, well, all of the papers that they show here, they are coming within last 3 to 4 months, so they're quite fresh. Anyone noticed the difference in language that we use, especially when we write in English, and especially if we're not native English speakers? Actually, it's a it's a result of AI and how it affects us. We see the same words, we try to use them, and we're becoming this average mass of people who use the same words. And I don't think that that's a good thing, because it's well, it damages our reputation as professionals. And if you want to be present, like on social platforms, on professional social platforms, and apply for the job, try to avoid this common words
Add it to the prompt, to ChatGPT prompt. Avoid words.
Yeah, at least, yeah, that's the minimum step that you want to apply when creating your CV, or maybe cover letter, or whatever. But yeah, that's really common. And on top of that, many people are trying to avoid communication with technical platforms or with people, as they prefer chatting with ChatGPT or something else, because it's easier. It has lower entrance level. Like, you can chat anywhere and ask any questions without fear that anyone will judge you or something like that. And to make things even worse, we have a lot of biases and a lot of gaps in AI use when talking about different social groups of people. Most obvious one is that women are using or applying AI in their job much less than men. And there could be researchers found that exactly this paper is coming from Nature, so it's really high quality paper. It's not that like 10 people answering a questionnaire or something else. And it makes the gender gap, the payment gap, and skills gap even more. And my recommendation here would be, don't be afraid to try new things. And for organizations, for companies, for management teams, it's really important to keep in mind that everything starts with proper training, with creating these equal opportunities for everyone. And it doesn't matter what is the starting point. Every small single win matters. As soon as you start, it's going to be easier. It's just to start and get going. What matters most. And don't be afraid to share your success. Share your even small stories. They matter. They inspire other people to try things out. And even if it was a not really like a successful story, it doesn't matter whether it's a success or failed story, because that's what makes us humans. That's what makes our experience. That's what makes us better as professionals. But as soon as we start applying AI in our job, it becomes quite obvious that there are some technical limits in every technology, and AI is no exception. And the biggest problem that most of the researchers are concerned about is the lack of human-generated data. Some say that, okay, maybe next year or in 2 years, we're going to run out of human-generated data, and that's a huge problem because we as humans produce data much slower than big tech giants are consuming this data, and it's going to end up in not really good situations where we need to invest. We would need to invest in something else like computing power or new technologies. No one knows where does it go. And on top of that, many companies and blogs and platforms, they're trying to restrict data access for web scraping so that AI companies can't get access to the data. And well, what AI companies are doing, they're trying to apply synthetic data generation, which is not turning out really good as well, because many self-consuming generative models, they're just going mad. They're producing totally crappy data with a lot of artifacts, and this example here, it's quite good because it's not producing totally nonsense things to begin with. But if we train models over and over again, it would not only produce racist and biased output, but it will also go mad and show, like, instead of people's faces, it will show just random pixels with nonsense data. There is actually a fine balance between human-generated data and synthetic data, and companies are trying to combine it so that to optimize the flow of data. And it's good to know which data companies are using to train the models, to decide which one to prefer, because if you see that, okay, the models that are used in, for example, AI training for automation tools are full synthetic, it might be a bad sign for you, so that you will know that it might not be as good as promised. To speak about how intelligent the modern AI systems are, well, they are quite good at answering different basic questions and analyzing text and so on, but they can't reason at a really good level right now, because there are many interesting studies which try to change data sources so that analysts could find out whether large language models are responding as good as a human would respond to this question. And recently we saw a lot of marketing materials from OpenAI and similar companies saying that, oh, okay, our models are as good as math or physics champions of the world and so on. But it's not really true, because all these benchmarks has been done on standard questions. And as soon as you change questions like names or numbers or combine different changes in one shot, then we see that okay, they're not responding as good as it could be.
Can you explain one of those 9 graphs?
Yeah.
And also what GSM means. I mean, we have 3
Mm.
histograms here
Mm.
and a
Mm.
density, kernel density plot over it.
Yeah. Basically, what they did is that they measured how frequent was like a bad answer, wrong answer, and how often it would pop up, or how correct the answers was. And in this study, they used quite a standard questions, math questions, and it was easy to detect wrong answers because it was like, okay, it was only one correct answer to each question. And first, they only changed the names or the main figures in the question, and looked at how good the model would respond, and the response was quite good between different models. And then when they changed only numbers, it was a bit worse, but quite good as well. But as soon as they changed both numbers and names in the questions, then it got really, really bad. You see, the answers, most of the answers were.
What does change mean? Did it rephrase the sentence?
The change were.
They changed the name. So
Yeah. Exactly. Change is like, for example, if the question was Mary was going to I don't know, go for groceries and doing something, then they changed the name of the main person character, yes, and then the model was confused. Yeah, and that's all because it's the nature of large language models. They train on large amount of data and then create some kind of assumptions or a trend, a pattern that they can apply on different in different situations. But in this case, well, most of the AI tech giant companies, they're using standard forms to ask their models, and all the standard questions they can be found in training data that has been accessible earlier, and that's why they're so good when we ask standard average questions.
Yeah, there's a term for this in the industry. It's called AI hallucination. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
Well.
Confidence generates data, but it's as a human, you have to be very,
Yeah.
critical about what it says.
Exactly. Hallucination is a really broad term, and it could be applied even here. But here I would say it's just like wrong answers, because hallucinations. Sometimes people say that okay, hallucination could be an answer that seems to be correct, but under the surface is totally wrong. Yeah, so there is a lot, and exactly if we okay, here's the the problem, but no worries, I can explain. There is a study which measured how likely are we to prefer ChatGPT generated answer compared to human generated or human given answers. And it's interesting because most of the people, they are preferring ChatGPT generated answers because they seem to be more correct. Because of the language structure, the answers are more structured, they're more concise, and they usually express positive attitude, which is pleasing us as humans. And now most of the people would prefer ChatGPT generated answer, even though they could be, in most of the cases, they could be incorrect. Summarizing this technical aspect chapter, I would advise not to trust AI output and double check it, triple check it, and try to find original sources of information. ChatGPT is really good, and all the chats, they're quite good at chatting, at showing the direction, at generating a lot of text related stuff, but be aware that they're not 100% reliable. And it's quite good use cases how to use chatbots and anything Gen AI related is to remove your daily work that burdens you, like document generation, code explanation. If you see a piece of code that's totally unexplainable for you, then it's a good case to chat with ChatGPT. But don't rely on it, because without proper coding skills, even the studies show that there is little to no efficiency gains. But if you try to build a complex thing directly from the start, only using code generation tools, it's not going to work. It's proven. Many companies have tried to do that, but it's not that easy. Even Google, which says that they have 40% of AI generated code, it's not really true, because okay, if you use Copilot and it suggests you, like if you write first 3 characters and then it suggests you a whole method, or the whole line, how would you count it? Is it AI generated or is it created by you? Because it's you who manages this whole process. AI doesn't have the whole context, so it's a bit tricky how to count what counts as a AI generated code.
Maybe it's more considered AI generated opinion, or like you might want to do this or want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Then to be like, this is the code.
Exactly, I agree. But the problem is that the companies who are interested in showing that, okay, now, soon, tomorrow, we're going to get rid of everyone who codes. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And one more thing to consider while using AI is to think twice, 3 times, 10 times, because it's affecting our environment. We need so much energy to power AI generation, and it's scary. I mean, US started to reopen their oil power plants, and they're starting to build new plants just to power Microsoft and Google and OpenAI research.
The fun part is when Microsoft are trying to get a nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
Although I think it's easy to solve, you just ban Bitcoin, and then you will get.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. But it's really scary. This wave of AI tech bubble, it's not. It didn't come to Europe in the same extent as in US yet, but it's coming, because many companies, more and more companies, are starting to to create their own products, and we are going to see it even here in Sweden, with on top of all the problems with electricity that we are already experiencing. It's going to, yeah, especially in winter. AI tech giants, there are one more problem that we're facing right now is that tech giants, they're pulling up resources from science centers, from the biggest university. They are paying so much money that most prominent people who could drive and AI research in more applicable areas, they are working now for Meta and Google and so on, because they have this money to pay. And it's quite sad, because we could apply AI in more for like healthcare, social, to solve healthcare, social problems, and so on and so on.
But it's not generative AI. Healthcare is not generative AI.
No, it's not, but it's still an AI, and they
course.
implemented the new one. I think is I'm not really sure, but I think it's a new model that they implemented for actually checking out the cancer patients and the types of cancer, which is
But
actually
that's
great.
again, that's not generative AI.
No,
it
no,
doesn't
but
consume so much power.
No,
Yeah.
thanks God.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
something happening
Yeah.
in the
But the
whole
problem is
story.
that usually scientists or big universities and tech giants, they have totally different goals, and that's the problem.
There will be regulation. There is some.
I hope so. In Europe, yes. In US,
Is it the problem also like if there's too much AI that's used and consumed, there will be nothing new for it to consume and for us to develop?
Yeah.
The degradation of models much.
Yeah, exactly. Model collapse. It's called model collapse. But well, they try to find new solutions, and it's going to be maybe going in some other directions, a little bit away from Gen AI, but maybe something else that we don't know yet is to come. And many companies are trying to improve their thinking process, or even though the models, they're not thinking, but the process of producing responses based on that data that they already have. It might be one point of improvement. But right now, it's far from perfect. And be aware that the input that you send to the model, to the Gen AI chat, is also affecting the response a lot. Many studies show that as soon as you use incorrect or different dialect of compared to traditional English, it's going to produce totally different response. It's judging you even from the start. It's crazy. And it's really, really hard to say which model is really best right now, because there is no optimal way of saying exactly which one is best, because every benchmark out there, it has its own flaws, and they're usually focusing on specific things, and it's simply hard to say which one is best. And that's why we, as consumers of this technology, we need to be aware of it, that every model has its own specific application that's best in every case. To summarize everything that I discussed with you before, let's answer this question: what are the qualities of a good tester, a good test engineer, test automation engineer? Any?
Question everything.
Yeah.
Curiosity and pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Developing all the new technologies and trying to use it as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Being able to create a model of the thing you are testing.
Having context, right.
Understanding architecture.
Understanding, how about understanding people and having emotional intelligence and so on? Yeah, exactly. You see, none of it. Exactly. Having the context, understanding people, understanding customers. None of it is a property of any AI model yet. So having strong critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, understanding technology, understanding where this technology fits in, how we understanding real world and the needs of real people, not the bots, is our strength. It's where we as software testers can fill in and stand out compared to soulless bots. And if you want to stand out even more, to be more confident on the market, if you want to go further, sure, try out new things, try to be on top of the recent advancements, try out LangChain. They have really, really good tools to try out language models and so on. Just check out in Gartner reports, Dora reports, and so on. It's not that hard to start just looking at things and knowing what's the context of AI, recent AI developments is. But the most important thing, before you start applying it on your projects, think about why you want to apply it. If you don't answer this question, it's going to be more like, okay, trial and error, and the chances are that you're not going to succeed in this project. Start with why, and only then continue to what you would like to apply and how you would like to apply it. We're seeing different reports about, okay, delivery cycles are going to speed up quite soon, dramatically. But at the same time, we're going to be more efficient using AI technologies, using AI augmented testing approach, and so on. And it's really, really hard to say exactly what should we do to make us stand out on the job market. But one thing is going to remain, and it is concentrate on the basics, on the basic skills, on the timeless skills that has been around for centuries, and on top of that, add this AI layer of awareness of recent tools and recent technologies to be the best choice on the market. That was it for me. It was really nice meeting you all. Let's connect on LinkedIn.